How is everyone doing on today? Can I just hear, let's give a round of applause. We're in the house. We're ready to go another day. We're smiling. The sun is shining. We got, you know what I mean? It's just a good day. Listen, y'all, I'm giving thanks. I'm happy to be here. Give God thanks another day. We've got Dylan in the house. Did y'all hear what I said? We've got Dylan Smith in the house. And I don't know about you all. Dylan, listen, I am so excited, man. Welcome, brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. Doing really great, man. I'm excited, and I appreciate being invited here at SoundCheck. I love the community.
Awesome,
and
man.
I'm glad everyone came out to support tonight.
Listen, yo, it's incredible. Thanks, everyone, for coming on. Now we've got a great crowd in here. I know folks are joining online as well. This is incredible. And if this is your first time at SoundCheck, let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Joel Reed. I am the executive director here at SoundCheck. And I feel like I'm in a room full of musicians. Am I right? Yeah, just by showing a hand? All right, so cool. Musicians, shout it out to me. What is a soundcheck? Who could tell me real quick? What's a soundcheck? Just shout it out. Soundcheck. What do you do? What do you do at a soundcheck? Who could tell me? Shout it out, y'all. You check the sound. My man. You're right. You know what's going on, right? You check the sound, right? And so what we do at SoundCheck, we actually found out that this is a model for learning life skills. It's not just about music. We're a nonprofit organization. We use music as a model for teaching all kinds of skills, whether that's preparing for the big stage or life stage. And that's the beauty about what we do. And as y'all know, we've been doing these workshops designed to help equip you all out there with the tools, the skills, and the knowledge to further your craft, whether that's professionally looking for opportunities to build and grow. That's what SoundCheck is about. So if it's your first time here, you don't know anything about SoundCheck, remember this. We are a community center for musicians, and we are a place for you. So let's give it up one more time, y'all. Awesome. And so without any further ado, y'all, I've been talking my face off, but we've got the maestro in the house, man. And Dylan, I have to ask you, man, like what is this board that you got here? Like, what are you going to be doing for us today, man? Like, is this a keyboard? Like, talk to us a little bit.
So basically, what I plan to do today especially, I want to be able to answer some questions. Definitely want to show you guys some voicing, some chords, key changes, being fluent. So actually, one of the first songs I'm going to do when we get started, I'm going to do like a demonstration of, again, playing in all our keys just as a warm-up.
Awesome.
But yeah, again, we just want to expand everybody's learning and just be
that.
able to learn today. Yeah.
I love that. And yo, Dylan, like, I know you and I kind of know each other a little bit, but maybe the audience may not know a little bit about you. So why don't we start there? Like, I see you got a keyboard here. We know you're very proficient, but what's your journey like, man? Like, you didn't just start out, right? Like,
so basically, I started playing basically back when, I guess, young age of like 11. So I started off learning classical music. So I learned my theory and everything before I even got into the gospel round. So then when I started to play at church, keyboard wasn't even actually my first instrument.
Oh, for real?
I started playing organ, right? I started playing Hammond organ, the C3. So I jumped on the organ and I was like, man, I love this. But then I started transitioning into keyboard as well. So I started on piano, classical, went to organ, and then went right back to keys. But now I'm kind of in between both organ and keys.
Got you. And it's cool because, like, would you say that there's some interchangeable knowledge, like from starting off on organ and kind of going back to keys for sure?
Yeah, right? Definitely. Like, you have that knowledge of, again, the chord structure and everything, but the approach is different, right? And even sometimes with like organ, your chords are more so like close together, as in keys, you're more spread out. So it's just different. Like, learn your chords, know your notes, but everything, but just a different approach. Altogether.
That's what's up, man. And let's just do a line check. Like, let's just hear how your board sounds, man. Like just give us something, right?
Just a little something there.
You sound like you're ready.
Just a little something there.
All right,
yeah.
you sound like you're ready.
Just a little
man.
something.
You sound like you're ready. Listen, Dylan, this is a question we always ask people because, like, who are some of those people out there, like the OGs, the people that kind of you were looking up to, that kind of helped to pave the way and show you the path a little bit, that got you even inspired to play music?
I got a shout out Athol Baker, Jermaine Dwyer, J Laws. Definitely, Jermaine Dwyer gave me my first few gigs.
Okay.
Athol, basically, when I was at church, I used to try to hide out in the sound room. I'm like, man, guys are playing nice. I'm like, I ain't trying to play nothing. Right. So I was just like, yo, he's like, no, you have potential. You're going to go out and you're going to play some organ. Right. I've heard you. So basically, he pushed me. And then J Laws, I used to hear him come by in my church and he used to tear up on keys when they were shouting. Right. So I was like, man, oh, yeah. When they're shouting, I'm like, yeah, man, he's got it. But definitely, like, those are like three of the OGs that kind of like over the last, I would say 10 plus years that kind of been like in my corner and kind of looking out, you know?
Amazing. And who are, I know obviously there's some folks locally. Are there some other people maybe outside or wherever that also inspire you?
Oh, yeah. So I have a big brother actually out in the Caribbean named Isaac Neely.
Okay.
So he's a very phenomenal keyboard player, auxiliary player. Again, we built like a great friendship, brotherhood.
Nice.
And again, he's inspired me in terms of arranging, not even just like playing keys or organ, but just arranging, thinking about making the music breathe, you know, not doing too much, not overcompensating, right?
Got you. Well, listen, man, we I think we've talked enough. I think we've kind of got a sense a little bit about your background and all that good stuff. Why don't you, I know you got some songs prepared for us, so yeah man, let's hear the first one. Let's do it.
All right. This is going to be my warm-up track here. So we'll start off here.
So y'all give it up one more time for Dylan. Y'all give it up one more time. My goodness. Dylan, that's how you feel today, huh?
Oh man, I'm just getting
my
warmed up.
goodness.
I'm tired, bro.
Listen, y'all checking this guy out? Yo, Dylan, I gotta say, man, you sound incredible, brother. And one of the things that stood out to me, at least, just listening, did y'all take in the fluidity in all of the keys? Did y'all take that in? You went up like 7 times?
Yeah,
like,
about that. About 7, 8 times, yeah.
I'm like, what? And like, your sound and your approach, it didn't change. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So my thing is, like, you want to always, like, approach every key the same. So my methodology is, like, if you do something in C, let's try to do it in C sharp, or try to do the pattern in D. So I've always kind of practiced, okay, if I learned one chord here, let's take it up one, and then let's continue to build that until, like, all the chords are, like, until we're just, like, we're on the same track with every key. So when we're in a key that we're not comfortable with, we're not afraid. Like, let's say if it's A or D, right? Because a lot of keyboard players are afraid of like those white keys there. They love the black keys, but the white keys, they're running from it. Right? So we just want to definitely work on that.
That's what's up. And Leo, a big part of that, because like I even took it in, like as you were playing, and y'all saw it up on the screen and like all the notes and all that stuff. As you were playing, like I'm like, yo, this guy doesn't miss a beat. Like, it doesn't matter what key you're in. Like, talk to us a little bit about, because one of the things I heard a lot of was this idea of tension. Because, like, I hear that in your playing, obviously with the song as well. There's, like, there's a lot of fills and, like, tension, but, like, in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like that dominant sound. Like, talk to us a little bit about that. Because I feel like I hear that so clearly in your playing.
Yeah, so basically what I like to focus on, first of all, I like to hear where the melody's going. I like to hear where that's going, and then what I can do with the chord, I can kind of like fill in the gaps in a way where it's like, okay, what would lead to my next chord, right? So I kind of find the in-betweens, right, where I can like basically get to the next place.
Can you kind of demonstrate that?
Maybe
a little slower, because obviously at full speed, you know what I mean? Or maybe like kind of slow it down a little bit.
Yeah,
maybe,
of course, So if let's say we're back into God is Great, or the beginning.
And what we'll do, we'll actually pull it back up on the screen. Yeah, perfect. Just so everybody can see what's going on.
So greatness of the Lord is in I'm going to get there. I'm going to show you now, all right? And then... So if I do something like that, so that's leading me, like, let's say I'm going to the 2. So it's like
a half step.
Yeah, half a step. So I'm filling in that gap there.
Got you.
And then what I can do to lead to my 5, diminish it.
Okay, got you.
Right? So basically, I'm kind of like setting up my next chord, like with little fillers. So making it like, okay, if I'm playing with a bass player or a guitar player, they kind of hear through the voicing and the chord where I'm leading to. Like, I'm filling in the gap to try to get there so everybody's on the same page.
And, like, the way you played the song, I know that in that example, you played it, like, kind of just chords, like, simple.
Yeah.
But, like, it's like the way you just performed. It was, like, every little...
Yeah.
Like, it's like everything was filled. Like,
yeah. So like, if I were to play exactly like that, it was like... So stuff like that. So I'm setting up. It's another setup. Right. So I'm setting up for that 7. Right. That 3. Right. And then 6. Gotcha. Right. So it's like you can set it up either with your chords or leading the melody leading into it.
Gotcha.
Right.
And how do you develop that? Because like even between and in all of the keys, you're always playing ideas, right? It's always like within the progression, you're still building like melodically, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So basically, like as the song starts, like I usually I like to give it like a little jab first, but then kind of like lay out a little bit and then continue giving a few more jabs at different parts. Right, so
you're literally boxing.
It's like
just on keys.
Yeah, think about like what's it, Floyd Mayweather, right? He's gonna just, and then round 7.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit, but he will still give you those jabs each round.
Got you. That's what's up. And y'all, today's gonna be all about interaction. I'll tell y'all that from now. So if y'all have any questions right now, I want to hear it. We got a mic right there. Feel free if y'all have any questions about this topic, jump right in. Anybody have any questions right now that they want to ask on this topic? Everyone's good? All right. Yeah. Go on right ahead, y'all. We got a mic right there, right in the center. So if y'all are good, go for it. Y'all are good? All right, cool. We'll move on, Dylan.
Yeah. Okay,
so
cool.
y'all have a chance to tune in. But today we're talking about chord progressions. That's one of the topics. And I know within that song there was like 10 different chord progressions.
Yeah.
So talk to us about your approach with progressions, because I know it's not like you're not necessarily thinking of every chord as much as you're thinking about progression. So talk to us about that, because that's really important.
Yeah, so I try to with the chord progressions that I use, I always try to be mindful of where the vocalists are singing.
Okay.
Right? So because not every chord progression is going to work with harmonies going, right? And kind of understanding, okay, are they singing unison? Are they singing harmony? Can I put that chord there or not? Right. So it's also like that placement within the progression.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I knew like the beginning of God is Great. I knew I can kind of spice up some of the chords. Like if I'm doing a progression of 7-3-6, I know I can do, because I know it's not clashing.
Could you do that one more time? I just want to make sure everyone's grabbing it. Okay. Right.
Right, I have that 5/6 over the 6, right? So.
They said they're asking one more time.
Okay. All right, so I got that tritone on my left hand, right? So now I'm thinking, all right, the bass player got to play 7. Right? So I got E, B flat, got E flat, F sharp, and then my 3. So I got that diminished with my left hand. So I got F sharp, A, C, and E flat. And then I got my right hand. I'm thinking
that's a fat chord, bro.
Over the 3, yeah. I'm thinking F sharp, A, B, and D.
That's how you feel.
Right? And then 6, we got A flat, C, C sharp, F, right? Move my hand. And then right hand, you got that A flat major. So E flat, A flat, C, E flat. So every finger basically is being utilized.
Got you. Like at all times.
At all times. At all times. I believe in chords fat on your left and right.
Awesome.
Right,
that's what's up. So y'all heard it from Dylan, y'all. All right, that's what's up. So in each one of your chord progressions, as you said, you're making sure everything sounds full, but you're also very mindful. You're like, all right, if the vocals are here, if the bass players are here, it's not just free for all, do whatever you want. You got to be very aware of the musical climate that you're playing in.
Exactly.
Got you. That's what's up. And then talk to us a little bit now, too, about this, because it's beyond just having the chords, you have to have the placement. You have to know where the chords fit and even and the ideas and the fills in between. So how did you develop that? Because I know just hearing you, man, like you're so fluid with it. So like how do you work on that?
So I would say like basically in terms of working on like your chord placement, again, you have to kind of like see where the music's going, where it's leading, see what's happening with everything, because like you don't want to be putting a chord placement here and then let's say the music is not going there. You kind of have to like follow. It's like a script.
Got you.
In a way, you gotta kind of follow the script when you're kind of putting your chord placement. So if I were to play like an example of how, let's say, how great is our God? How great is our God? Yeah. All right, I'm gonna play it this way first. Is our God? I'm gonna play differently next time, all right? So that's at 7-3-6, right? So I didn't play 7-3-6 the first time. First time I laid out, right? Second time I put the 7-3-6 there without it clashing with what the vocals are doing.
Got you. Right? Is everyone following that so far? Is making sense? So you want to basically set the foundation
Set the foundation first.
Got you.
Leave it open first.
Got you.
Yeah.
And why don't you continue? Because I want to hear where else. Y'all, you stop too soon, man. Like, finish that out.
that's basically, yeah.
Y'all give it up,
yeah.
man. You sound incredible, man. That's how it's done. And one of the things I really was listening for, man, like, and I appreciate this about your playing, like, you have it all in the bag. Like, you have the mellow, you have the cool, you have the open, the pretty sound, and you know when to use it, but then you also know, all right, now it's time to bring out some of that tension, right?
Yeah.
And some of that gospel flavor, if you will, right? And you do that so well. So, yeah, man, that's incredible. Any questions, y'all? Any questions for Dylan so far? Man, then you got the room speechless, family. I've never seen this.
It's a silent crowd, man.
Listen, I've never seen this. It just means that they're just stunned, brother. That's all it is. Listen, I know you have another performance for us. So while you get that queued up, let me just do this in the meantime. So, y'all, while Dylan's getting ready for this, has anybody been tuning into the past couple of master classes and stuff we've been doing? Folks have been enjoying it. Folks have been digging it. Awesome. Listen, we want to continue this. We want this to keep going. So if you've been enjoying this, y'all, we urge you to support us. Support SoundCheck. We're a nonprofit organization. Anyone knows what that means? It means that we depend on support from people that believe in what we're doing. We depend on people like you. And every little bit that you do makes a big difference, all right? So just wanted to put that out there as Dylan's getting ready to do this. Have y'all been enjoying this? It's been good? All right, appreciate y'all. So continue to support us, man. We appreciate you. All right, yeah, let's hear it, Dylan. You good to go?
Yep, this one, again, this is Bless the Lord, Ty Tribbett. So this, I kind of put like little chord progressions here and there. Took some stuff from one of my mentors.
All right, let's hear it.
All right.
Oh, one more time. Let's give it up one more time, man. Dylan. Jeez, man. I don't even know where to start, bro. Okay. This is, man, you got me like speechless too, bro. All right. Here we go. So I was listening to you, man, and one of the things that stood out to me was it's almost like you're improvising.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're literally, it's all like you're not planning. Do you know what you're gonna do before you do it? Like, take us into your mind. Like how are you flowing like that? Talk to us.
I would say again, a lot of it is just me kind of like. So I know what I'm gonna play. Like I usually usually I know what I'm gonna play next, but for the most part, it's about which version of which chord I'm gonna play next.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I kind of like okay, so this part's coming up. I'm thinking, okay, where are they singing? Where is the music going? Okay, let me set this up, kind of thing. It's like I'm kind of like programming the next thing happening, right? So that's kind of how I'm thinking usually.
Got you, because I feel like if I'm not mistaken, it's almost like you're a step further than that, because it's like most people when they play a song, okay, it's like, all right, I know the song, I know the progression, but they may not necessarily have like the fluidity and the flow of all the ideas in between. Mm-hmm. So like in terms of those ideas and the in between stuff, are you thinking about what you're doing before you do it, or are you just doing it as it comes to you, or as you're hearing it in like real time? Like
it's a little bit of, honestly, it's a little bit of both sometimes. Like sometimes it's like I hear like, okay, I hear where these guys are going, but like I want to get creative. Like I have a creative idea that I'm hearing. I'm like, okay, is this the time to try it? And then I try it, and then, oh man, it worked. It worked. It actually worked, right? So basically that, I would basically kind of tell a story, but kind of be creative and make it sound like Dylan. Like, make it, be true to the essence of the song, but again, still like make sure that I'm heard through the song. So when they hear me, it's like, okay, that's Dylan that played this.
Got you.
Right?
Got you. And talk to us a little bit about sound choice, because like I like, this is your board that you got here, right? Is it? Or
someone let me use it. Yeah. So,
okay.
But I kind of know how to navigate this board.
Got you. And so talk to us a little bit about like your sound, because like I feel like that's a huge part of playing keys. It's like usually as keyboard players, you say you're playing keys, but like when you actually look under the hood, it's like 10 sounds. So
like, so like usually I always keep like a grand in there, full grand, and then let's say we're going to worship, I'll bring like a little pad in there, and then I'll put little strings in there. Right, and then now I'll probably have a little Rhodes, like it's called DX pad. So it gives you that little EP in there. Bring them out and bring it home. Something like that. Yeah, just kind of like, you kind of use the pads to kind of like tell a story. You don't want to just like start off with all the way out. You just want to make sure you.
So you're layering and building as you go.
Yeah, as we're flowing, we're kind of like, we're bringing this in, bringing that out, right?
That's what's up. And someone actually asked this question, like in the registrations or whatever.
Yeah.
The question was like, in your setup, are you usually using 2 keyboards, 3? Does it, I guess, depend on the band? Like, what's your kind of go-to, like, in terms of your setup?
It depends on the situation. Like, I would say it depends on, like, it depends on the gig as well. Like, if you're doing a gig where you're having to play a lot of different parts, like if you're doing a show and you need orchestra hits, you need synth leads, you need this and that, that's probably a scenario where I'll probably need to have 2 boards. If I'm just doing maybe like a church service, usually like, you'd have 2 different patches that you can just go between. For high praise, you'd have like maybe some synths in there. For maybe worship, you'd have, again, your pads, your analog, your background strings, and everything.
That's what's up.
But yeah, just depends on the gig, depends on what you're doing, where you'd probably need 2 boards.
Got you. And this question actually came in just from YouTube, which is dope. The question was, can you speak on rootless chords and how to form them and when to use them?
Okay. So I would say like rootless chords, like in terms of like you can definitely like use them in scenarios where it's appropriate.
Okay.
But you don't want to overuse ruthless chords at the same
Okay.
time, because if you hear the ruthless chords on every single turnaround, it's not going to sound good.
Okay.
But yeah, you can definitely use it as long as you set it up right
Got it.
for that section.
Can you demonstrate like some of those kind of chords that you do that are rootless?
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys will consider this ruthless. Let me try to do something here. Let me play something. In worship, actually, just because we're just there. So that's like basically that chord is ruthless in a way where it's like, okay, it's appropriate for that moment, but I've broken it up in like a way where you can it sounds like it's fitting, but it's still like.
Got you. And can you actually just show maybe real slow just so for folks to kinda...
Yeah, focusing it, yeah.
Got you. So in this chord, you're not necessarily thinking of your root per se, or are you?
I'm thinking of the root just because just basically because that's where I'm gonna start, like for my left hand.
Okay,
I kind
gotcha.
of want to think of like the bottom, like where I'm going with like the bottom, just because it's gonna set me up for what's gonna happen next, right?
Got you. So when you're approaching rootless chords, like
I'm
how do
thinking,
you,
I'm thinking like what the bass player is doing. Like I'm thinking so much different things.
Okay.
Right. So even like back if we were looking at God is Great, and I was doing.
Right. So break those down
So,
because those,
yeah.
those
So,
aren't. Yeah.
so, and then I did.
Got you. I'm hearing a lot of sus.
Yeah, a lot of sus chords,
Okay.
a lot of broken up.
That's what's up.
All right. So basically, if I were to do God is Great. So that would be like another ruthless chord if that's what they're thinking. Like instead of doing your traditional 2.
Right. Okay. Got you.
Right. So it's kind of like you put that F major over the 2, and then you go to your 5. Yeah. So it just depends on the song, honestly.
Got you. The second part of the question was tritone substitutions and placement.
Placement. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, because I use a lot of tritones in God is Great Again. So so when I was at the beginning, so you can use tritone instead of doing so like 736. What I would do for a tritone substitution for like instead of playing it basic 736, I would do like a tritone here.
Okay.
So it's like your E and your B flat.
Okay.
On your 7, and then on my 3, another tritone with a E flat and an A and a C sharp and a F sharp there.
Got you.
Right? So it's again, you can use your tritones in your turnarounds and your progressions, right? So I can apply it there because I know 736 works for that moment because I know where the vocals are when we're doing the 736.
Got you. Are y'all getting anything from this? Yeah? Is it helping? All right, awesome. Any questions, y'all? Any questions in the room? Yeah, go ahead, my friend. Mike's right there.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty great.
What's your name?
Daniel.
Darren, nice to meet you.
Thanks. Nice to meet you too. Something that I observed usually is that when you play chords, usually you play an initial chord, and after that add a couple black keys to add some sort of flavor to it. How do you, like, when one is improvising, let's say, how does one know which black keys to add on after the
Oh,
initial
so like which notes to like it's let's say I'm playing the one here, and I wanted to add like a different note on the one, like something like that. So basically, like I'm listening for like I kind of look and see. All right, I see. Let's say I'm in C sharp right now. So I have my C sharp, A flat, C sharp. Right. What I usually do is like okay, C sharp major or C sharp chord is like I break that down, right? So I'm like okay, that's where I am. So what I'll do is okay, I'll try to figure out what notes work with that, right? So that's our one, our basic one. Now I'm gonna change one note and it's gonna sound completely different. I'm just gonna move the C sharp on my right hand to E flat, just the one note. Right? That's still your one, right? And then now I'm gonna keep changing it. I'm gonna see, okay, that works. Let me take that right hand out. Let's keep the same foundation. C sharp, A flat, C sharp. And let me see what else I can do with that one. Right? All right, let's start on the F. F, A flat, C sharp, because that's the second inversion of C sharp major chord, right? And then let's play with that. All right, and then let me see if I change instead of A flat, let me add a B flat in there. All right, and then let me hear how that sounds. All right, and then let's keep building. Okay, what else would sound great? All right, then I would add a C. All right, and then if I started with a F on my right hand here. Let me just play the other octave of F and see how that sounds. Right? So what I did was I just kind of picked and chose what kind of worked well together on the one. Gotcha. Right? So that's kind of how I picked it.
And in that example, all those notes were in the key, correct?
All in the key, yeah.
Got you. So like I guess another add-on would be to actually know the notes in that key.
Know the notes, yeah. Know your C major, C sharp major scale, and all your scales.
Got you. That's what's up. And sometimes are you even adding notes that may be outside of the key? Are there times where that's happening?
Yeah, there's times where like I would add notes that are not in the actual key.
Right.
So like for example, like if I'm gonna, it may not be on the one, but if let's say I'm ending a song. Right? Just change it a little bit. Like so what I did there, I went to the next key up, which is D, right?
Right.
So it's the same concept, and again, that's why learning all your keys are important. It's because you can pick and choose if I want to stay in the same key or if I want to go to a next key and borrow something and then come right back.
Got you.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're literally borrowing stuff that you already established in another key.
Yeah, it's like bro, like you like okay, you know this here. All right, so if I take this here, I can use it. How can I apply it in the next key?
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. This question came up earlier. It was about modes. Is that something you know about or use or think about?
No, I don't even really use that. I'm gonna be completely transparent.
Okay.
I'm gonna be completely transparent.
Awesome. That's what's up. Listen, that's all right, man.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Dylan in the room? All right, go ahead. On the mic, please. Sorry, on the mic, just for the sake of the online audience. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for your question.
Hello, Dylan.
How you doing, man?
Sure. So we see that you have a huge arsenal of chords. I think you played 7 differently, like 4 times or something. How did you build up your range of how many different chords you can play?
Great question.
Yeah. Oh man. So again, it kind of like from like the last example, it was like just kind of building from like let's say we're 7. We got our 7 here. Basic 3, which is diminished. So what I would do, I would kind of figure out, okay, what notes would work over 7, 3, 6, and I'll keep like figuring out different turnarounds, right? So and again, this goes with borrowing notes and chords from different keys, right? So if I did 7, 3, 6 like this, all right. So I know I played E flat minor, all right. And then let's try if I added a B flat major. All right, and then let's see. Okay, B flat major works, right? So, all right. So now let's see if I can change that 7 again. All right, let's see if I add the 3rd inversion of B flat major on the 7, but let's add a G. So let's do, and then let's add a G there. Play at the same time. Let's add the B flat. Right, so now that's our 7. Instead of we were here, right? Then we went here, and then now we're here.
Right.
So now we're still we're kind of like, again, building, taking notes, figuring out what notes kind of work and blend together.
Got you. So you don't get stuck in shapes.
Yeah.
Like you literally like
I'm definitely using my ear.
Okay.
Right. I'm 100% using my ear. I'm like, if I did this, let's say, or okay, I was trying to make a mistake purposely. Like I know that's not gonna sound good. In whatever like depending on the context, right? I know that's not a good 7 to play. Or again, with the other question with the tritones, I know that that's still a 7, right? We got right, and then we also have our another inversion here, right? Still got 7. Right now we open it up, all right, and then we can even go so we have like we can just definitely just continue building and opening up as you know as we're playing with our ears and listening out for certain things. Yeah.
I'm curious. Just to kind of throw it out there. You showed us some 7, 3, 6, whatever.
Yeah.
Show us some major chords, like just same concept.
Same concept?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So all right, let's say because I'm still in this key, 4. So we got our 4, F sharp. Right. So start there. What would sound good with a basic 4 on my left hand, all right? So what I'll do, again, I'll pick out notes, listen out for it. Maybe not that. Maybe that, right? So what I did there, I added, okay, F, A flat, B flat, F, right? All right, that's one. Here's another one. We can do, start again, home. Let's start, I'm gonna call the original chord, that's home. All right, so let's try another 4. We can do right. That's F sharp, C sharp, E flat, F. Again, we're gonna use all our fingers as much as possible, right? Right hand. You can do that, or you can do same 4, and then we could even keep going. Right? So again, what I'm doing is I'm just looking at which notes kind of work together and just building on those notes. Yeah.
Got you. And that comes from a combination of hearing, like because you're not just picking notes at random. You know what sound you're going for. Correct?
Yeah, I'm just hearing like what blends. It's like mixing juice. Like you can like mix juice and then just put the wrong thing in there and it don't taste right.
Right.
You know, you put too much sugar, you know, too sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kind of want to just like figure out what blends together, what works together, right?
So in other words, if it sounds good, use it.
Use it, yeah. If it works and if it's applicable, use it.
Awesome. I love that, man. Thank you so much. Any other questions for Dylan in the room before we move on? All right. Yeah? Okay. No. All right. All good. Yeah, we actually had this question from before, Dylan. So thanks, everybody, for sending some of these questions in. This question said they want to know about your approach to improvisation. That's the question.
Improvisation. Okay.
How do you approach improvisation?
Okay, so all right, let's work it here. So usually, again, we want to always know our skills, right? So again, if you don't know your skill and you're watching,
I think we're trying
basic,
to. Yeah, I think we're trying to get it up for them. So
basic C major. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. So since I'm already here, let's start C sharp. Right, so that's our basic C sharp major scale, right? So in terms of improvisation, how I think is like, okay, what can I borrow from that, right? So let me think. Let's say we're on the 4. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the C sharp major scale here and do a run going up, but I'm not gonna start on the 1. I'm not gonna start on C sharp. I'm gonna start on the 7, which is C. So if we're here. And then in context, if you're doing it fast, it's like, whatever, I'll mess up. Right? And it's just like, you're basically picking like, okay, where am I going to start?
Got you.
Right?
So you're thinking about, first of all, you're knowing your key, you're knowing your scale, and then you're thinking about your starting point. And your ending point.
Ending point, yeah.
Got you. So y'all getting this? So he's breaking it down. So, and over that same chord, how, like, are you, because in improv, you might play something different over that same chord.
Yeah.
So show us an example of that.
Yeah, so if I'm playing, let's say that same chord, let's say I do. right? So again, I'm in C sharp major scale. I'm only using the notes from there.
Right. Got you.
Right? So I'm playing around with that scale, figuring out which notes are gonna work out, you know? And then again, same concept. Let's say I want to, let's say we're on the 4. And then let's say I want to go minor. Right? So again, that's just like, again, I'm borrowing.
And that scale, what scale was that one that you just did the second time?
So again, it's like F sharp. I'm doing like an F sharp minor.
Right.
Like, so I took from that key. Again, it's like learning all your keys.
Right.
So I borrowed from that key,
Got
use
you.
it on the 4, and then again, that's kind of how I approached it, right? Because the
Got
chord
you.
I'm playing it here, it's just like you're playing a F sharp minor.
Got you.
Yeah.
And F sharp minor, for we got some students in the room. What would the major of F sharp minor be? The relative major. Who could tell me? A. Y'all got it? All right. So in other words, you're almost like borrowing from A a little.
Boring, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of borrowing.
A lot.
We borrow, yeah.
For real.
We
Okay.
borrow.
All right. That's what's up. So is this are folks getting something from this? Is this making sense? All right. I'm glad. Any other question before we move on? Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, guys.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right. So going back to where you guys explained about how we apply to our setup when it comes to like different situations where one keyboard, or when it comes to a different situation where you would have 2 keyboards, right? What would your approach be when it comes to let's say for example, no bass player. All right. I know some guys, they would either just have a split on the one keyboard where, bass on the left and then keys on the right, or just have 2 separate keyboards. One where it's just keys or other separate sounds, and then another keyboard just for bass. Could you show us an example on like what your approach would be for, keys, right hand, and then bass for left hand?
Okay, yeah. So first and foremost, like, I'm church, so like if we don't have a bass player, I'm on organ. Right? So that's the way I think. But like,
What if there's no organ?
If there's no organ, I'm just like I'm kind of groove with my left hand. Right now I don't have a bass patch to split it right now to kind of like show you, but like usually I'll play the bass lines like on my left. Right, so I'll kind of like groove it in a way, and then kind of like try to give it some feel, and everything, right? But again, for me personally, in those situations, just, whoever plays keys, I suggest everybody just learn organ. That's just my thing. So you got your feet and you got your top to make it sound full, right? That's just my suggestion. But again, in those cases where you don't have an organ, definitely have 2 keyboards, have a key bass on top, and then just groove it, right? So
Got you.
don't
Awesome.
don't do too much, but just make it feel great.
Got you. Awesome. Great question. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Are there any other questions, y'all, before we move on? All right, cool. So yeah, this other question that came up here. Okay. This is interesting. What do you play in a praise break?
Oh Lord, do you want me to do like a quick example, or
I think we'll wait for it.
wait for it? Okay.
I'm hearing that there's going to be more coming on the way. So
Okay.
We'll get to that one. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Okay.
I like that. I like that question. That's interesting. All right. This other question. We can't. Right? I hear y'all. We're good. Listen, this next question that came true, y'all. Tell us about reharmonization.
Reharmonization. Okay. Yeah. So what I like to do again, I like to it's like harmonies. Like again, your chords is like singers are singing the chords that you are playing, right? So some reharmonizations that I'll do, like I'll probably do them like I'm usually close together, right? So for example, I'll do like a reharmonization where so it's like the same concept of and again, reharmonizations only work when the vocals kind of match, but like again, what I kind of do is I try to like so I try to figure out, okay, I'm not really playing full out chords. I'm just kind of like figuring out, okay, what are they singing? What am I playing that can kind of reharm what's happening?
Gotcha.
It's a difficult. I never really had to answer this question.
No, that's all right.
But like
that's
kind of how I think about it, right?
I know we got a question here.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
Maybe it's building off that.
Can we get an example of that with a vocalist? I think we have a couple right here. So let's get an example of improvisation with a vocalist. So here you go.
That's
Pick
funny.
any song, any hymn, anything like that, and let's hear it with a vocalist. Hymnal, please.
Funny. Yo, Dylan didn't
All
sign
right.
for this.
It sounds like you're being voluntold. I don't know.
Yeah, sing anything.
Okay.
More than anything, A flat.
Let's do. Can we do great is thy faithfulness? Can we do that one aside?
Anything.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not, thy compassion, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever will be. Great is thy faithfulness, oh, great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, oh, great is thy faithfulness, oh, great is thy faithfulness, Lord.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow. Hold on. Yo, y'all didn't rehearse that?
Yo,
Cut the charade, bro.
Just came out and started
Y'all
singing
didn't work that out before?
No.
That's improv?
I didn't know he was gonna be here.
Listen.
Come on, man. Listen.
That's improv right there. You got the who asked that question? You got the
Oh,
answer right
yeah,
there,
dude.
man. You got the answer right there. So let's talk about that, right? Because like I heard you listening for the melody, and I heard you just picking your moments when to change the right chord to do. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, so like again, I was just hearing like where he was flowing. Like again, I'm kind of like there's some guys that like to rush the vocalist.
Okay.
And usually like the vocalists, like they're kind of even giving you the message of, okay, I'm going here.
Right.
You know, are you gonna go with me or not?
Right.
Right? So my thing was, okay. He's like, to me. And he's just like, you know what I'm saying? I know.
Yo, listen, hold on, we need to get that back on the screen. Hold on. Let's get that back up on the screen. Can you do that again? Hold on. Listen, we need to do that, run that back.
Yo, so
Run
yeah,
that
like,
back, brother.
so when he was going there, I was just like,
run that again.
right?
That's
So
how you feel. Listen, that's incredible, man. That's incredible. We got a question? Yeah, go ahead. On the mic, brother. Sorry.
Technically, at that point, you were borrowing from the key of E.
Oh yeah, I went to my relative, right?
Okay.
So and again, that's
How does
another.
that work in your improv and reharmonization?
Oh yeah, so like again, so when he goes to let's say the 5, right? I know that okay, that if I
So
play
let's get this on the screen for them. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
We got you.
right, so I know okay, if he's gonna sing that 5, I'm like okay, that works with me going to E now, right? So now I went to the 2 of E,
Okay.
and I'm borrowing. Went to the 4. This is a chord you will play on the 7 of C sharp, but I'm using it in E though, right? I'm still going up. Right, so I'm just like, again, I'm in E, and then if I want to go back home, I can go, or I can go same chord, so I either play the 5 or I play the flat 2, which is D for C sharp, and then it's 5 for G or A flat. Sorry, my apologies.
That's what's
Yeah.
up, man. So
No more. No, we got it. You got the concept.
that's solid, man. Super solid. Appreciate you, Dylan, on that.
Yes, sir.
If there's anyone else that has any questions before we move on, y'all getting something? Awesome. All right, cool. This next question, yo. Talk to us a little bit about this, because I don't know if this came up. And Dylan, we're going to get your next performance, so you can get that going
Okay, yeah.
in the meantime. But just this next question. So I hear this a lot in your playing, Dylan. It's like you talked about the concept of borrowing from other keys and how important that is. How long did it take you to learn keys, all your keys, and how did you practice learning all your keys? Because that's a very important question, because I feel
Yeah.
like as keyboard players, you can get stuck easily. So how did you avoid that?
So like when I first started playing, when I was playing organ, I was kind of forced to learn to play
Right.
all my keys. So
No
what I did,
transpose button.
no transpose. So it's like when the preacher's preaching, it's like, yo, I'm a preaching A, and we're gonna go. And it's like if I don't got those chords fat in A, it's a problem, right? So basically, I kind of like again, I took my time. Like I just said, okay, scale for scale, note for note, right? So again, if I'm doing
So you're
I'm
doing triads
triads
in every single
every key. So
Okay.
I start off again, same thing, just keep going up, right? And then again, if I'm doing, let's say for example, let's say I want to play this chord, right? This is not normal 4, but like if I'm just playing that chord, it's fancy. Okay, I want to know this chord in the key of D. Now I'm just like, okay, let's take it up. What would be the key of D? I'm like, is that it? Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Right? And then the same concept is like,
So you'll literally one half step.
yeah,
at
and
a
then I was like,
time.
okay, I got it there. Okay, let me go back down so I don't forget it. Is it? And then, okay, let me go back down home. Let's go. Right? And then so I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm listening for it. I'm like, okay. And I just take my time with every chord. It's not like a race, So we just got to take our time with it. Right?
I like
Take our
that.
time
It's
with
not
it.
a race. So you would literally take one chord at a time.
One
like
chord for
major
chord.
7, for example, and you're just like
Yeah.
this
yeah.
this
Like,
key,
This key.
this key,
That key.
this key, and you just keep going.
Because I'd rather not get embarrassed that, we get to a key and say, oh, man can't play in that key, right? You just want to be
gotcha.
able to work that out.
Got you. No, that's what's up. And talk to us about practice, Dylan. Like, what do you practice? Like,
Man, the way I practice is like, I listen to, when I first started practicing, it was more so like I learned classical, so I kind of listened to classical music, learned some of the scales and triads and all that. And then when I started learning songs, I kind of learned like choir records, right? I started listening to records. I used to break them down, listen for chord, chord for chord. And then I kind of incorporated like, okay, I'm gonna practice a scale today while I practice a new song or a new record. So I'm kind of trying to keep the foundation of like things that will keep me warmed up, as well
Right.
as still learning the essence of certain songs and
Got you.
different songs and different chord progressions. And I try to listen to every genre.
right.
just because you get something different from every genre, like
Got
certain
you.
jazz and gospel, other genres that can kind of like open up your chord vocabulary.
Got you.
Yeah.
And then for you, like as you're taking it through every key and learning all these different voicings, is this something that you did like are you all like even to this day are you still practicing scales like or have you kind of moved on where you don't necessarily practice that as much?
I don't
or,
I don't practice it as much as I should. Like I need to practice my skills more. Definitely, I need to practice in general more. But definitely I
You sound pretty practiced to me. I'm gonna say that.
yeah. So I gotta practice in general. Practice them a little bit more. But when I do get the chance after learning like a whole bunch of songs, then like I'll definitely throw some skills in there. Yeah.
Got you. But it sounds like for your journey, a lot of it was actually like record based, like really listening, diving in on some records, like picking it apart. Like basically, you didn't take the shortcut. You put in the time to hear and work out chord voicings. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I took the time and. While taking the time to learn that, it's like you kind of get the creativity because like once you know the record like from top to bottom, that's when like okay, what can I do to the record to make it my own, right? Instead of just playing the record, what can I do? What are the small little things I'll be like, oh man, that's Dylan. That's how Dylan sounds like. Dylan, he touched this song, right? So,
Got you. So for you, it was literally learning it from top to bottom, and then after that,
Oh, yeah.
now here's the room for me to be creative
Yeah.
and explore different ideas and this, that, and the third, right?
yeah, exactly.
Got you. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all want to hear Dylan play again? All right, yo, let's hear it, man. I want to hear this, man. We're in for a treat.
All right, I'm gonna keep it calm with this track. This is we'll be relaxed with this one.
Incredible, man. Incredible. Dylan, you sound great, man. You sound great, brother. Listen, in a song like that, like a ballad, like it shows, first of all, just the breadth of your skill, right? Because you played some choppy stuff for us. You've shown us some voicings, and then you kind of walked us right back, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So talk about like just how do you make sure that there's no blind spots? Because it seems like with you at least, you've done a lot of work to work on that.
Yeah, so again, it's all about and again, it's listening to the track, like the way Richard Smallwood produced the track. He made it very orchestrated. Like it's like, so it's kind of like, again, and that's me kind of tapping into a little bit of my classical background, just kind of, being patient with it, being very relaxed with the song. So again, you could be choppy, and again, you got to know when to pick your time to be choppy and then be, relaxed and ballad, and when to approach those, those moments.
Got you.
Yeah.
That's what's up. This question talks about voicings. What are some of those voicings can you break down some of those voicings that you're using in that performance?
That song? Yeah. So let's say, you are... Oh, sorry, guys. So let's say we're going to, let's start on the 1. Right? So instead of playing the traditional 5, the way I'm playing this chord, I got the F sharp, I got the A flat, got the B flat, got the B. Again, we're utilizing as much fingers as possible. Got your C sharp, you got your E flat, A flat, A flat, and B flat. Right? And then we go back to that tritone on the 1, and then we go to our 4. And again, that was a 4 that we showed earlier when we were breaking it out. So again, that's kind of like a chord voicing that I would definitely use in those kind of moments. But I wouldn't use it right away. Like I would start off, and then if I want to go to the next part, right? So different types of chord structure voicings there. Yeah.
Got you. And then like, there's a lot of clusters I noticed. Like in like you're as you said, like it's like you're literally almost playing every single note.
Almost every note. Yeah.
Like at all times.
At all times. Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
But no, it really does help to make the song sound full. And then talk to us about like what are some like maybe some unconventional voicings, like things that are kind of maybe out there, but you found a way to utilize.
Yeah, so let's say this one is kind of like on my 6.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like you can use it just because nothing's really happening in that gap. It's very dark. Right, so I could use that. So you are. Right, so I can use it there, right?
Got
so
you. That's what's up, man. This is incredible. Yo, any other questions for Dylan, y'all, before we move on? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Dylan.
How you doing, man?
Not bad. How do you separate, or to what degree do you attribute like your left and your right hand to memory versus kind of analyzing the board and what you're hearing? Because I know sometimes when I'm playing, I get comfortable in relying on memory to go to familiar shapes, but I know that kind of limits how much I can like look at the board and kind of attribute what I'm hearing to being creative and looking for something maybe I've practiced or something that like maybe I just think might sound good in the moment because I don't really have that balance. What do you do to mitigate that?
For the balance. So what I would
question.
what I would do in all honesty, like I would try to like practice with my left hand. Like so I try to mimic everything at first. Like I want my left hand to be doing what my right hand's doing.
does. Wow.
Right? So like once you start doing that, like once you're able, again, that's why I'm like, yo, chords gotta be full on both hands. Right? Because once you know what's going on with your left hand and your right hand, at the same, like you can have a better idea of mimic, like knowing, okay, what's gonna happen next with, instead of relying on shapes.
Right.
It's like, because your left hand, it kind of knows where it's
Where
going
to go.
Yeah, because most times, like, guys, their right hand is so, like, they just know their chords right hand.
Yeah.
Left hand, they don't even know what to do with it. It's just chilling, right? So
Right,
then
right,
when they
right.
have to play a chord, it's just like they don't know where they're gonna land.
Got you. So in other words, you have two right hands. That's it,
Yeah.
to put it simply. Question, go ahead.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing?
Just talk to us real quick about, say, rhythmic playing. How important is rhythm in your style of playing?
Oh man,
Great
I
question.
love drummers like that keep time and and that can play, right? So like I always like, my approach is I like to listen to what the drums is doing. I like to listen to what the track's doing, because when like I can hear like where they're going, and it can kind of inspire me with the certain rhythmics and kind of the groove to switch it up. So again, a lot of, if you're a keyboard player that doesn't really listen or pay attention to what's happening musically, the rhythmic can kind of like you won't necessarily grasp on it as quickly as someone that kind of like listens out for that. Like if you notice, most musicians that usually play every instrument, they're more percussive on like whatever instrument they're playing. So they're more like, if you're a drummer, you can pay attention to what the keyboard playing, because you know what they're doing, and you can do things that complement. So if I can complement what the drummer's doing or the bass player is doing rhythmically and make the band sound great, I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's a good point, because you do play very rhythmically. So that's a very good point. Thanks for that question. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, so could you actually just give an example of, like, say, maybe like a slow worship song? Like, how would you incorporate like different rhythmic styles or timing in like a slow
in a
worship song?
Okay, let me think of a worship song that has. Okay, let's say You Deserve It. That's word. So I'm kind of like, again, in like You Deserve It, you just like, sometimes the drummer is like, so I'm just kind of like catching their little ad-libs, like for example in You Deserve It, if they're doing hallelujah, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I would approach it. Usually I'm listening out for the drummer in those cases.
That's what's up. Yeah, go ahead.
So my question is more, I guess, a bit more basic for people who might not know like the number system.
Yeah.
What would be one, I guess, a quick explanation of it for
Oh,
some
one.
people? 'Cause I
Okay,
know
yeah.
We have some people who don't know, and then
Don't know. Okay.
also, one thing like when I was learning the number system, practicing like how to hear it away from your instrument.
Yeah.
How would you recommend to do that?
Okay, so
that's really helpful for me.
So the number system, basically, you're looking at your major scale, right? So the one would be, like, let's say let's go C, basic. The one, and I'm not going to play it, the one would be C, right? So when we're doing our scale, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So let's do C major. C major would be the 1. All right, that's our first note of the C major scale. 2 would be D, that's our second note. 3 would be E. 4 would be F. 5 would be G. 6 would be A, and then B would be the 7th, and then you go back to 1, which would be C. So it's basically your major scale, and then the other, like the flat 5s and sharp 4s and all that stuff, flat 7s, flat 6. That's like, again, that's not necessarily in the major scale, but if you're trying to learn it basic, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that's where you would go with the major scale. Yeah.
Got you. And then just quickly the chords that will go with that, just for the sake of filling that out.
Yeah, so if you're doing 1, 2, 3.
Can you do it one more time? I just want to make sure they got it.
Okay, yeah. Basic chords or just like
basic
okay.
chords are cool. Yeah.
That's your 1, your 2, your 3, your 4, 5, your 6, your 7, 1.
Dylan chords. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Awesome. Sounds great, man. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, please.
And second half in terms of how to practice that away from your instrument. Like, how would you go about like listening to records? Like, you're listening to the bass line.
bass? Okay,
Like,
listen
to be able to hear the chords in context.
Hear the chords, yeah, in context. So if you were to, again, let's say you're just driving down the street, you're listening to Apple Music or Spotify. What I would suggest is just try to figure out where the one is. Like once you figure out where the one is, then that will lead you to okay, that sounds like a 6, right? 6 is usually minor, right? So you know, okay, the 1 C, I hear something that's a bit minor, that might be A. So that might be my 6. And then once you hear that, and then you'll be like, okay, and then you hear 4, okay, 4, it doesn't sound like it's the end, but it's like, it's like, okay, it could end, but like,
Right.
I'm still missing
Right.
something there. Yeah.
Got you. So like literally without being on your instrument, you could almost identify what's
Because
going on.
at this point, like the amount of songs I get sent, I have to learn songs without even touching my instrument. I have to be like, okay, you have 10 songs to learn, you have 24 hours, right? So I gotta just listen to it. I may be at work and I'm just like, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this song is this. It starts on the 6. Starts on. You know what I'm saying?
Got
and at
you.
that point, that's how you kind of learn your music.
Got you. That's really good. Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Hello.
How you doing?
Yeah, would you say your sound is more West Coast or more East Coast?
Honestly, it's North Coast.
North Coast.
See the North. North side. I have inspirations from like everywhere. Again, I listen to everything and everybody, right? I don't look at, oh man, this person's better than the other person. Nah, everybody's growing. You could take something from everybody, right? So I listen to people from Jamaica, Bahamas, Africa, Baltimore, New York, Florida, everywhere, because Canada, everybody has something to offer, and there's always something that I can take from somebody. So never think that my learning is like, just for Canada, or I could only approach West Coast, because I'm only inspired by West Coast. I'm inspired by everybody. That's how I think of it.
That's what's up. Thank you.
Can you demonstrate like a West Coast versus East Coast movements?
Well, West Coast versus East Coast movements. I would say, okay, the way I play, it's like the way I play, it's like it's almost like it's like in one. Like I can't even like separate. Like I can't properly separate it. It's just like the way the way I play. It's just built all together.
That's what's up. For real, I'm here.
Yeah. Just to be honest, yeah.
This and that, and yeah, that's what's up, man. That's cool. Yo, someone said, how do you approach talk music? That's what someone.
Talk
says.
music?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So usually, let's say the song's done. I'm gonna go to, let's say, B. Yep. Right. Everyone lift up your hands. Yeah. Right. Just take our time. And we're like setting up for the next song. Everybody's just, right, so just kind of like setting the mood for whatever is happening next, and then you're kind of like, you want to flow with where the vocalist or whoever you're working with is going, right? So if they want to change it, and if they want, let's say they want to just like, give you more time with the talk music, you could even go into like small little grooves. Like sometimes what I'll do like if we're here. and I just like kind of stay there. It just depends on the moment. So depending on whatever moment you're dealing with, that's kind of how I would approach top music,
Got
right?
you.
So
And on that note, I don't like just give us something smooth but like groovy. I just want to hear how you approach that. I don't
okay,
know if
yeah,
you've
yeah.
heard that yet.
Okay, smooth and groovy. Okay. Right, you know, simple little group. Like I don't like to do too much during top music.
Solid, man.
Yeah.
Solid. Super solid. Yo, question. Go ahead. Just on the mic for us. Thank you. We may have to start passing it around if it's easier, y'all. It's all good.
Okay, so we see you're very smooth with your talk music. How do you determine what type of chords to play about whatever they're talking about? Like, how do you choose what chords to play?
Yeah, so like it just depends on like the volume, like where they're at, like where they're, if they're like on 100 and we're just like, right. So I want to go. Right, just wherever they're going, right? So it's just like if they're on that, I'll probably be more building with them in that top music. If they're just like quiet, like, you know, God's done something for me, and I just want to like be, you know, low. I don't want to like overpower what's happening. So it's just all about top music is just literally all flow, basically all flow, just all movements and flow in terms of what's happening. It's a story. Everything is like a story, a script. We're just following the next chapter. That's kind of how I would approach top music. And then the chords, again, if it's at a high moment, it would go, you know, more minor but like happy. But it depends on what's being spoken about.
So in other words, you're not just playing music, but you're playing moments.
Moments, yeah, exactly.
Got you, bro. Talk to us.
I almost forgot what I was gonna ask after that. I was gonna say, you know, you were saying that you play organ as well, so I was wanted to know, like, what's the like biggest difference between like organ and keys, and also like how do you kind of borrow stuff from each when you're playing like
yeah.
instrument?
So again, for organ, it's a little bit different. You're thinking more like organ's like a lot of sound. You're thinking about chord placement. You're thinking about everything almost. Like you're thinking bass line. You're thinking how do I complement the keyboard? Like the keyboard is who I'm playing with. So I approach organ more as it's almost like an auxiliary in a way, but it just depends on which setting I'm in. It could be the front runner, but depending on situations, like I always approach organ with a balance. Like, okay, I give you the aggression there, but I keep my chords the same, but I'm not going to do too much that overcompensates what the piano player is doing. So my approach would be different if I have a piano player with me, or if I have no piano player with me, it's going to be another approach. So my approach is if it's just me by myself and a drummer, where jaw bars are out, we're more aggressive. We can be a little bit more open with our chords.
Right.
If I have a keyboardist, okay, let me figure out how I can match my chords with them.
Okay.
And then if I have no bass player, let me be more bass heavy.
Right.
So organ approach is like different.
It's interesting to hear you talk about that, because basically what I'm hearing you say is it's so subjective.
Yeah.
Like you have to literally play to whatever the context is that you're in.
So
for example, you showed us examples where it's yourself and you're playing a whole song, but you're playing like the 88 keys and you hear the bass notes and you hear the high notes and you hear the like all of that.
Exactly.
And then other things you're just like, all right, there's more music around me. Let me kind of find a spot and kind of chill out and color and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So that's cool. And so, talk to us about playing in a band. I don't think we really got your take on that. You touched on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, talk to us about like just playing with other players and like how that's helped you develop, and also just your experience with that.
Yeah. For me, like I always tried not to. So if I have an organ player, like I tone down on my chords and voicings.
Okay.
I tone down entirely.
Okay.
So when I'm playing with a band, I try to stay out of the bass player's way from playing right here.
So hold on, let's pull it up on the screen because I want people to actually see this.
Yeah.
So if you're playing with a bass player,
So if I'm playing with a bass player,
yeah, where's like where
I
does
would
the
probably
safe zone?
safe zone is like right here. Right? You don't want to go past like we're in C sharp again. Like you don't want to go past B. You're kind of crossing boundaries there, right? You don't want to cross it because then the bass player's be like, oh, so you don't need me then, all right? Okay, all right. So no, you don't want to do that. You want to be like, okay, we want to be safe. We don't want to piss nobody off, right? So what I'll do, I'll probably play up here, right? If I'm with a bass player. If I'm without a bass player, obviously I'll be playing.
Gotcha. That's what's up.
Right?
Right.
And then if I have my organ player, I'll just see where he is also. But like I'm going to try to figure out what chords we're playing together. Like usually we always like to suss it out. Okay.
Okay.
All
Beforehand,
right. Yeah.
if you can.
Are you gonna play this chord on the 5, or are you gonna play
Right.
right? Are you gonna play this on the 3, or this?
Right.
Like we just figuring out like, okay, what are we playing on like chord wise, just so we're matching. Because if we're not matching, it's gonna be like, oh, like 2-3 different things are happening at the same time.
And would you normally approach it simpler if you don't know the band or you don't have a lot of experience with the band, or like how do you adjust your approach?
Yeah, so if I don't know the band, and it depends on like the situation that I'm walking into. Like if I'm going to somebody else's like and I'm playing with their band,
Right.
I adjust to what they're doing.
Okay.
Right? I don't say, okay, everybody follow me. I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it this way. No, I approach it based off the environment. And if it's a whole band that's never played together before, I like to we just suss it out. Like that's what practices and rehearsals are for. So we kind of find ideas. Okay, so how do you play this song? Right? What's your approach? Do you do the turnaround here or no? So my thing is kind of sussing that out with the band first. That's how I kind of approach it. If we don't have a rehearsal, depending on who we're working with, it's like, you want to work out with, okay, who's going to lead us, right? Just so that we can be on the same page, say, okay, if you're going to call out this number, you're the person that's going to MD, cool.
Right.
You call out this, you let us know where we're going. We're following you,
Got
right?
you.
So just establishing that.
Got you. And talk to us about because I know you're playing with different bands and stuff. Like, talk to us a little bit about that experience and what that's been like.
Yeah, playing with different bands, everybody has something different to bring to the table. So again, like even playing different genres, it's like your approach is always different. Like if I'm playing, let's say out of the church scene, I'm playing R&B, you're playing more so parts, and then you kind of have to figure out, how to fit in with what you're doing. So it's just like my approach playing with different bands is like, okay, I kind of have to learn their different, learn their styles.
Got you.
And then kind of, just adjust to that. But like, again, I'm in the place right now where I'm just outside of gospel, kind of learning different sides of music. And playing and fitting in with those bands. Yeah.
Got you. That's what's up. And can we get that keyboard view back? Because I liked how you kind of going back a little bit. You just took one note and you just played like a ton of chords. Can you give us that? Just again? Like that was just fire.
Oh, okay. So I think it was
maybe in a different key so people can kind of see what's in your bag.
Okay, yeah. Like, so you can, like, again, like, I do it all the time, but, like, you can just pick any key, do the same thing. Let's say, we can do, even here.
And this is still that boring concept that you talked about,
Yeah.
right? Like, taken from maybe the relative minor or
Yeah.
whatever.
so I haven't really moved. I'm just like
Right.
keeping the melody
On top.
and seeing like what works. And it just, you just, again, I play with that all the time. Again, I'm not the best at it, but it's something that I try to figure out, okay, what would work with that, right?
I like that, man. That's cool.
Yeah, what would work with that, yeah.
Any other questions for Dylan? Awesome. All right, we got another song, right, Dylan? I'm pretty sure we're getting towards the end here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so y'all, thanks so much. Have y'all been enjoying Dylan, y'all? Has this been good? Awesome. So yeah, man, Dylan, you've been doing an incredible job. Thank you for everything you've been doing, man. We enjoy hearing you, and I know you got this really. Tell us about the song you're about to play.
Yeah, so this one is Bless the Lord, more so groovy feel. It's it's a classic Byron Cage. It's kind of rearranged by one of my favorite producers, Brian Williams. But like this track again, it's one of my favorites. We used to play it all the time back in the day. But yeah, I'm gonna play a song and hopefully you guys like it. If you don't like it, but yeah, hope you guys like it. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Smith. Let's give it up one more time, man. Incredible, incredible. Y'all, this is our last call. Any other questions before we close out? Go ahead, y'all.
Hi, Dylan.
How you doing?
So moving away from chord progressions,
Yeah.
I noticed that you were using some click tracks, and you're using Loose by C-Dub, correct?
Yeah, I use some of that.
So is that your go-to click track? And if not, do you have any other alternative apps or softwares that we
Yeah,
can use?
yeah. So they have C-Dubs, and then they also have XME loops. If you go on Google Play Store, or if you Apple users,
What's it called?
XME loops. Yeah, you could definitely find some great loops there as well. And then if you want to even play around with Logic, you can create some loops in Logic as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions, y'all? Yeah, we gonna do that to go up, brother. Any other questions? Go ahead.
I saw a question in the live chat about like how to practice hand independence. And I think it's a really good question. So how do you go about practicing, independence between your left and your right, and how you develop each of them so you can actually have, two right hands?
Two right hands, like, you know what I'm saying? So again, one of my go-to like scales, like it's like the C major or any key formula patterns where you do like right? So that formula, like you can just, again, that will kind of help you like, okay, my left hand is on par with my right hand. Those are like type of exercises that I would do that kind of works out.
Awesome. Thank you for that question. Any other questions? One of the things, Dylan, maybe you can touch on this, because as I was hearing that last song, man, you kind of just sat out at some times. Like, talk about that. Like, how do you choose those moments? Because, like, yeah, like, that was actually impactful. Like, it helps to balance out what's going on.
Yeah, so, again, it goes with, like, storytelling. Like, everything's a story, right? So, and as well as you want to make sure the other guy gets love. So I knew at that point where the guitar was doing its thing, just want to lay out, let it breathe at those moments, and then when everyone's ready to jump in, then we just like we rock hard. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like that's how I thought about it. Yeah.
Awesome. I saw we had a question at the back. Go ahead, brother. Come on now. Thank y'all for that. Appreciate that.
So I appreciate that. So there was a lot of aux in that song. I want to know if you added any layers from your board, or did you just?
Oh yeah. So I had
big comp.
Yeah. So I have polysynth pad in here, big composition DX pad. So I kind of again I filled it up. right? So I kind of just added to, instead of being entirely separate, you want to be like one unit. But then certain moments I'll take it out and then, and just add my little something there, little sauce, right? So.
Awesome. That's incredible, man. Thank you. Any other questions, y'all, before we kind of close on out? Awesome. All right, cool. Dylan, I know there was that question that had come up earlier.
Oh, man.
So we're going to have to go back to that. But while you can work out the track and stuff, I want to talk to the people for a quick second while you're working that out. But y'all, give yourself a round of applause, man. This is incredible. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for just coming on now, whether in person, whether online. We truly, truly appreciate you. We want to keep more and more of these going. Can y'all do me a favor? I know we have our tech team in the back. Can y'all pull up that graphic real quick? While I just want to talk to the crowd a little bit, show y'all a little bit. Yeah, we got it. We got it here a little bit. So I don't know if y'all know this, but we just celebrated our 10th year anniversary, y'all. So give it up for that. And y'all, for those that know our humble beginnings, y'all see this room and all this? No, it wasn't like that, right? So we literally come from like some really humble beginnings. But I just wanted to share some of the impact because, y'all, this is real. And when I look at this, I'm humbled. Honestly, I'm humbled by this. It's like, jump back, right back. So look at this, y'all. Already, we've done over 300 free workshops, y'all. Is that not amazing? Already, y'all, look at this. We've had over 40 artists come through with paid opportunities to come up on here and do things. Isn't that amazing, y'all? Already, we've reached over 1,000 children and young people over that course of the 10 years coming in and out of our space. Over 500 sessions delivered. Isn't that incredible, y'all? Listen, anytime people ask me, yo, SoundCheck, what's this about? We're a music community center. We notice, especially in our community, in Black communities, we didn't see spaces where we could just come together. Look at this. We're just gathering. We're hanging out. We're chilling. We're vibing. We didn't see that. We saw a lack of those things in our community, and we really want to see more and more of that, right? Because we need these spaces. Anybody think we need spaces like this? Am I the only one? So, yeah. So, like, for real, y'all. So, like, basically after that, we're just like, all right, what are we going to do? And fast forward, lots of ups and downs. Here we are, y'all. But we need your help to stay here, all right? So in order to keep stuff like this going, everything, y'all know this, man. Y'all know what's going on. Y'all see the economy. Y'all know what everything's going on. Everything takes a little something, y'all. So if you believe in this work, I know a little bit goes so far. I'm talking like a toonie. I'm talking like a $5. Can you imagine if everybody in this room just say, yo, let's get behind this. Let's work together. It's a powerful, powerful thing. So I'm going to pull this up on the screen. I think we got a graphic for y'all where y'all can, because some people are like, yo, Joel, like last time we did it, like, yo, I want to support. I want to get involved. How can I, like, you know what I mean? How can we get involved with this? So we want y'all to head over. Everybody had their phone? Y'all got their phone? And I know our team in the back will help us with this. Y'all have that, what do they call it now? QR codes? That's the wave or whatever? There we go. Bomb. Everyone see that link right there? Y'all do me a quick favor, y'all. Grab your phones. If y'all are online, whatever case may be, y'all, hit up that QR code. Yo, like a 50 cents, a toonie, listen, it goes a long way. And at the end of the day, it really, really helps. Up on our website there, y'all, there's an option right there. We talk about one-time giving. We talk about monthly giving. I implore y'all, consider getting behind some of this work. A little bit, especially over time. Make a commitment, $1, toonie every month. Y'all have no idea how that will help us because we want to continue this, y'all. This is for you all. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, just now that that's out of the way, all right, I want, so Dylan, I know you got something real special for us. And it's actually something I think you're known a little bit for.
Think so?
A little bit. So yeah, like you play at some incredibly I'm not even gonna say fast, ferocious tempos sometimes.
Oh yeah. So
like, yo, like I am not even gonna ask you. Just show us. Just show us what you do.
Okay. All right. Give me a second.
A bird. they're calling for more, Dylan. Listen,
Oh man, that's it.
we've worked you, man. We've worked you. Y'all give Dylan a round of applause. Dylan, we appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yo, Dylan, hold on. Just for some people may know. Dylan, how old are you?
Yo, I feel old now though.
No. How old
20,
are you?
25.
25 years old. My goodness. Listen, Dylan, because you're inspiring, man. Honest, you're an inspiring person. Yo, what advice do you have for those folks that are out there, trying to level up, trying to figure this music thing out, whether it's keyboard, maybe another instrument. They're seeing what's going on. What do you have to say?
I'll definitely say just be consistent. Keep going. Like, it's gonna sound like you're not growing, and you just gotta keep pushing through it. And always record your process, your progress. Sorry. Again, just record everything. For me, I like to just I record even if I'm not gonna post it or anything.
Right.
I like to listen back to what I sound like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Right. And just see where I'm going, and then that kind of inspires me. Okay, I was here last year. I want to go here next year. You know what I'm saying?
That's important, and it doesn't need to be no crazy, professional multi-track. Sometimes just a phone, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Got you. That's what's up, y'all. So we heard it ourselves. Y'all give Dylan a round of applause one more time. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming on out. We hope you enjoyed today. Just some announcements, y'all. I'm sorry. I see the next session in the room. So anyone want to learn some neo soul chords? Anybody into neo soul music? So listen, y'all, we're bringing none other, and she's in the room right now. We got Desiree D in the house. She's gonna be coming on, doing the next session. Y'all, I want all y'all to come true. So she's gonna be doing 2 sessions for us. Is that right, Desiree? Listen, y'all, I gotta shout out my girl Desiree. Yo, she's endorsed by Hammond. She's endorsed by Yamaha. She's endorsed by Juicy Ears in-ear plug-in thing, something there. And yo, she's gonna be doing 2 workshops. One on sponsorships and artist endorsements. Anyone want to learn something about that a little bit? Yo, come true. That's happening next week. We're dropping everything. Just check our gram, y'all, at SoundCheck Youth. Everything's dropping. You can sign up. You already know we'll be here next week. I think that's Wednesday next week. And then following Thursday, all about the chords. So y'all come true. Check out Wagwan. And we'll probably have a little 1-2 thing. Who knows? We'll see what happens before May's out. But we appreciate you all. Thank y'all for coming out. Please enjoy yourself, y'all. And yeah, just hang out. And we appreciate y'all. Take care, y'all. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.